Have you ever, been in that spot, trying to make an important call in English, maybe book a meeting or get that doctor's appointment, and the words just, well, they don't come out right. That hesitation, when you really need to be clear and confident.
Oh, absolutely. It happens.
Well, today our mission is to give you the tools, the strategic toolkit, really, to handle exactly those moments, specifically making appointments. We're diving into some really excellent material from a program called English Podcast Lab. They focus on real-life English chats and turning them into practical learning. So our goal is simple. Pull out the essential bits, the language, the strategies, so you can sound natural and effective when you need to schedule something.
It's such a universal thing, isn't it? Whether it's like a doctor's visit or a big business meeting, you're always needing to sort out times and who's free. And what's great about this material is it shows you the core words and patterns are surprisingly similar, formal or informal. This deep dive, it's basically a shortcut to mastering that core skill, understanding the flow of it all.
It's exactly the flow. Okay, so let's start unpacking some of that core vocabulary. The source highlights. These aren't just words to memorize, right? They're like the fundamental pieces.
Right. And it's worth asking, why these specific words, because they really are the backbone. Let's start with appointment itself. It sounds simple, but it's more than just a meeting. It implies structure, a plan, a kind of mutual agreement on a time.
Yeah, it's not just a casual chat. It feels more official.
Precisely. There's an expectation of preparation, of punctuality that's baked into the word appointment.
Okay, that makes sense. Then there's available. Seems obvious, just means freed, not busy.
Well, yes, but the source points out its function. It's key for that quick back and forth. Are you available? I'm available on. It cuts right to the chase.
Gets things moving quickly.
Efficient.
Very efficient, especially in business contexts. And speaking of not being free, let's talk booked solid. This one's interesting.
Ah, yeah, I like that one. It's not just I'm busy, it's stronger. It's an idiom, right? It means you are absolutely, completely full, no wiggle room. And it's polite but firm. It signals, really, I have no time then, without being rude. Very common.
It paints a picture, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Very concise. Okay, and the last one for now, double check. Simple, but important.
Definitely. The source highlights its strategic value, saying, let me double check does a couple of things. Obviously, it means you're going to verify something, but it also buys you a second, shows you're careful, diligent.
Builds a bit of trust, like you're taking it seriously.
Exactly. It's about showing respect for the details and the other person's time. A small phrase, but it carries weight. It prevents mistakes, too.
Right, prevents problems later. Okay, so we've got these keywords: appointment, available, booked, solid, double check. Building blocks. Now, how do they actually work together in a real conversation? This is where the English Podcast Lab material gets really practical. They give us this great example phone call.
Yeah, let's dive into that, because this dialogue, it's really a mini negotiation, isn't it? It shows how you clarify what you want, handle it when schedules don't line up immediately, and work together to find a solution. You really need to listen for that give and take.
It's a dance, like you said. Okay, the setup is: a receptionist at Stonehill Consulting gets a call from Amanda Lee, who's with Weston Financial Group. Amanda wants to book some time with a Mrs. Fletcher. Super common scenario.
Perfect example.
So the call starts predictably, very polite. Good morning, Stonehill Consulting. How may I assist you today?
Standard professional opening.
And Amanda replies clearly. Hi, my name is Amanda Lee. I'd like to schedule an appointment with Mrs. Fletcher, please. Straightforward, no ambiguity.
And notice the receptionist's next move. They don't just look at the whole calendar, they narrow it down.
Yeah.
May I ask what day you're looking for?
Smart. Saves time.
Totally. It prompts Amanda to suggest, how about this Friday? Is she available then? Direct question. Gets the ball rolling on specifics.
And boom, here come our keywords. The receptionist says, one moment, let me double check. There it is.
Buying time, being thorough.
And then the result? I'm afraid she's booked solid this Friday. Polite refusal, using that strong idiom, clearly explains why Friday won't work.
Right. It's not just no, it's no because she's completely full. So the conversation has to shift to finding an alternative. Flexibility is key now.
So the receptionist suggests, would next Wednesday work for you?
And Amanda, being realistic, checks her own schedule. You hear the hesitation. Let me take a look. That's natural.
Right. She says, I already have 2 meetings that day. Could we try Thursday morning instead? See? It's a negotiation. Back and forth.
Exactly. Both sides are trying to make it work.
And they find a solution. The receptionist says, yes, Thursday morning is open. I'll pencil you in for 9:30 a.m. I like that phrase, pencil you in.
It's common, isn't it? Sounds a little less rigid than booked, but it means it's confirmed. It's friendly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then the absolutely crucial step, confirming details. Can I confirm the company you're calling from?
Amanda confirms, yes, I'm calling from Weston Financial Group.
And the wrap-up from the receptionist. Perfect. You're all set for Thursday at 9:30 with Mrs. Fletcher. You'll receive a confirmation email shortly.
And that whole final part, the confirmation. Think about why that's so vital for you, the listener. It locks everything down, the company name, the time, the person. It catches any potential errors right there, avoids confusion later. It's that safety net we talked about.
Definitely. So we've seen the words, seen the conversation flow. Now let's pull out those really useful bits, the expressions you can just grab and use yourself.
Yeah, this is the really practical takeaway part, moving from just understanding to actually using these confidently. It's not just the words, but how you use them.
Okay, first up, schedule an appointment. The source highlights this as the sort of standard formal way to say you want to set up a meeting.
Very clear, very professional. You could also say, book a meeting, maybe slightly less formal, but used all the time, especially in business. Pretty interchangeable, really.
Good point. Then let me double check. We touched on this, but it's worth repeating how useful it is.
Oh, yeah. It's polite. It shows you're careful. It buys you a moment to think or look something up. Instantly makes you sound more considerate and professional. Small phrase, big impact.
Then the idiom, booked solid. We saw it in action.
Great one. So much more descriptive than just busy. It means absolutely no availability, completely full calendar. Use it when you really mean it.
It's efficient, too. Gets the message across quickly. And how about pencil you in?
Yeah. It sounds a bit casual, maybe, but it's a very common, friendly way to say, okay, it's in the schedule now. It confirms the booking, but feels, I don't know, a bit warmer.
Yeah, implies it's set, but maybe there's a tiny bit of flexibility if needed, though usually it just means confirmed. And finally, the simple question, is she available then?
Just direct, clear, polite. Get straight to the point of checking availability for a specific time. Nothing fancy, but effective. Very natural way to ask.
So loads of useful stuff there. Now the big question, how do you take all this and actually use it effectively in your own calls, your own scheduling?
Right. How do we bridge that gap between knowing and doing? The source material from English Podcast Lab gives some really solid tips here, especially for phone calls.
Okay, tip number 1, they stress. When you're on the phone making appointments, speak slowly. Don't rush. Be polite. And this is key. Always confirm all the details at the end.
That final confirmation time, date, place, person, it's like your insurance policy against mix-ups. Saves so much potential hassle. Just take that extra 15 seconds.
So important. Okay, second tip.
Preparation. Always have your calendar open right there in front of you. It sounds obvious, maybe?
Maybe, but how many times have people agreed to something then realized, oops?
Exactly. Having your calendar ready prevents that awkward, uh-oh, I'm double booked moment. It saves you making another call to fix it, shows you're organized and respect everyone's time.
Good one. And what about when things change? Because, life happens. Plans need to shift.
Yeah, the source gives you the language for that too. Essential phrases for rescheduling or canceling gracefully. You don't want to just disappear.
So what can you say?
Things like, I need to reschedule, nice and clear. Or maybe a bit softer, can we move the appointment? Or even suggesting a time frame, is it possible to push it to next week? Having these phrases ready gives you the power to adjust things smoothly, politely. It keeps things professional, even when plans change.
Those are crucial. Knowing how to change plans without causing problems is a skill in itself.
Definitely. It maintains the relationship.
Okay, so that pretty much wraps up our deep dive today into making appointments in English. We've pulled out key words, walked through a real dialogue, got some practical tips, all thanks to that great material from English Podcast Lab.
And if you think about the bigger picture here, getting comfortable with these kinds of everyday interactions is huge. It builds confidence. It's not just about booking a meeting, it's about communicating effectively, managing schedules, building those professional or even personal connections. It all adds up.
Absolutely. So thinking about everything we covered, what really stands out to you, the listener? Which of these phrases or tips could you use, like tomorrow? How could this help in your next call, whether it's for work or booking a haircut or anything really?
And maybe think beyond just appointments. How can these core principles, being clear, being polite, checking details, being flexible, how can they help you in other English conversations where you need to coordinate with someone? Maybe organizing a group project, planning a trip with friends. The basic structure is often quite similar, isn't it? What other situations could benefit from this kind of structured language approach? Something to think about.